Hi guys, in case you're worried about what happened last episode, I'm alright. 21 just kinda got a little crazy. Sometimes it's hard to kind of look after some of these cartoon voices. But today we're going to be doing our final daily sketch of the Time Travel Society. And we're going to make it super special since now we have access to our scanner again. Which means I'm not going to just hold this up to the camera and take a picture. But today's theme is also about Doctor Who, which is another franchise I am aware of because a lot of my friends are in love with it, but I have never actually seen an episode. So, in order to start off, we're going to go through Doctor Who Tinder. We have our British tea, and let's get started. It's not Long Island, I promise. Let's see, first Doctor, left swipe. Second Doctor, left swipe. Swipe, left swipe, swipe. Okay, the sixth Doctor, left swipe. Ugh! No. Left swipe, left swipe, left swipe, left swipe. Left swipe. Oh, 11. I'll take you. I'll take you. I like bow ties. Right swipe. Now that we have our doctor selected. Okay, guys. Now that I have pretty much run out of things to say, I'm going to read stuff off the Doctor Who wiki just to keep up with our theme. Let's see. Who is the 11th Doctor? The 11th Doctor was a capricious, emotionally unpredictable, and adventurous incarnation of the renegade Time Lord known as the Doctor, as well as the final incarnation of his original regeneration cycle. However, by this point in his life, his reputation had grown immense, attracting a new strain of conflicts. Wishing to withdraw from the dangers it created, he became a secretive and guileful individual for the sake of himself and those he held close. He engaged in a centuries-long struggle to the death against his enemies, including an assassination plot and a last stand against the Silence. His multi-century war with the Silence critically involved companions Amy Pond, Rory Williams, and their daughter River Song. Ultimately, the most significant defeat of the Silence required him to marry River in a dubious legal ceremony, but one that they both seemed to regard as genuine. After the terrible Reaping Angel robbed him of Amy and Rory, the Doctor retired to Victorian London and associated himself as the Paternoster Gang. During this period, he rediscovered a woman named Clara Oswald, with whom he thought had died previously in the distant future. She once again died here. Fascinated by this impossible girl, he set out to solve his mystery of her multiple times and take her on as his latest travel companion. He discovered her to be part of his timeline, having entered in order to save him from the Great Intelligence. In doing so, he revealed to her his secret incarnation, who had fought in the Time War. With his previous incarnation, the Doctor revisited the Time War and discovered that he and his past incarnations actually saved the Time Lords from destruction, but lost knowledge of the event. This allowed him to cleanse his hands of a genocide he never enacted and happily accept the incarnation he once renounced. The 11th Doctor spent the last 900 years of his life battling against the universe's deadliest forces to protect the planet of Trenzalore, causing his body to grow old and weak. At the cusp of dying of old age, Clara convinced the Time Lords to grant him a new regeneration cycle, restoring his youth and triggering the eventual regeneration into his next incarnation, greatly changing his future. Really interesting. Glad I picked that guy. Now, I just randomly picked out a companion for him. I didn't know who really I was picking, and I guess I randomly picked this lady named Amy Song. I didn't look at her picture too closely, but I did recognize the name. I remember Amy and River, my friend Mary, who is the one who originally introduced me to the concept of Doctor Who, just explained who she was. So we are going to read her bio next. Let's see. Loading. Okay. Amelika Jessica Amy Pond sometimes styled Amy Williams after her marriage, was the first companion of the Doctor in his 11th incarnation. She was the girlfriend and later wife of nurse Rory Williams, and the mother of Melody Pond, who later became known as River Song. Amy died at 87 at some point prior to 2012 after allowing a weeping angel to send her back in time, hoping to be reunited with her husband. She was buried beside Rory in a graveyard in New York. Oh, oh. Wow. Okay. Why don't we see whatever happened to River? Let's see whatever happened to her daughter. They don't mention her much. She has really big 80s hair. River Song, the primary alias of the third incarnation of Melanie Pond, was a child of the Tartarus and a wife of the 11th Doctor. She was human with Time Lord characteristics, conceived by her parents, Amy Pond and Rory Williams, on board the Tartarus as they traveled through time vortex and then conditioned by the silence. This gave her great strength, the ability to regenerate, and a great understanding of the complex principles of time and space. She loved the Doctor and shared a long-lasting relationship with him. River was one of the few who knew the Doctor's true name. Melanie was stolen from her parents as an infant by Madame Cavarian to become a weapon of the Silence in their war against the Doctor. After her later regeneration, she killed the 11th Doctor, but then broke her mental condition in order to give her remaining regenerations to revive his corpse. The Doctor and her parents left her to make her own way in the universe. With no connection to her family or the Silence, River became an archaeologist, ostensibly to track the Doctor through time. She crossed the Doctor's path on several occasions, generally resulting with the result that she was meeting him in the progressive earlier points of its own time stream. Hoping to avoid temporal paradoxes, the Doctor gave her a diary to keep track of their meetings and to prevent her from revealing spoilers to him about his own future. Again forced by the Silence, she made a second attempt on the 11th Doctor's life. Though unsuccessful, she was convicted of murder and spent many years in Stormgate containment facility for it, apparently to convince the universe that the Doctor actually was dead. This confinement was made more bearable by escaping frequently to go on dates with the Doctor. She was eventually pardoned due to there being no evidence that the Doctor ever existed, and became a professor of archaeology. She died saving the 10th Doctor, Donna Noble, Strachman Lux, and the 4,022 people saved in the computer system in the library. The 10th Doctor saved her consciousness digitally to the library's computer system, Cal. This data's echo desired a true goodbye from the Doctor and persisted for some time. Wow. Well, I guess this is why this is a really good long-running series. Okay, about 25 seconds to go. Well, we're nearing the end of my video. I wanted to paint it with ink just to give it a nice timey circling through space and time feel. I hope you guys liked it. And if you guys keep watching my DeviantArt, you might find some art with it in the background as well. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Support the artist. Bring